So organizations have been very focused as of late on coming up with good work-life strategies for people in work-family balance. And I think when we talk about those things, we talk a lot about time. And do I have enough time? Can I flex my time around? Can I work from home? We talk about stress. So could I de-stress? Can we offer yoga classes? And all these things are good things. I'm not saying that they're bad. But I think that we're missing a piece where there are some families that are saying, yeah, I've got enough time to do my job, or I don't find my job itself stressful in terms of the tasks that I have to do, but what I do find stressful psychologically, or the behaviors that I am having trouble with, are behaviors around whether or not I feel comfortable actually bringing my family into the conversation in the workplace.
This other form of conflict that we picked up on was this identity fragmentation based. And so this had to do with really separating parts of yourself between home and work, and shutting off your home identity in the workplace and shutting off your work identity at home, because people were actually embarrassed that they weren't talking about their family enough at work. So they actually talk less about work at home too. So a couple of quotes here. I guess I would think about work-family conflict. It's that I feel fully inhibited to be myself at work. So it's like these two different contrasting personalities that create conflict for me, dealing with people at work, and then it leads to distraction thinking about that at home. Another person said, every organization is different, but when to talk about my family with customers or clients, that's something that a straight person wouldn't have to think about. And so this person was specifically saying, every time I enter into a client meeting, I'm leaving a part of myself out, because most client meetings you walk into, they're not like, hey, Joe, are you gay, right? But they might say, hey, Joe, tell me about your weekend. How are your kids, right? Do you have kids? Are you married? And this starts a family-related conversation that also has something to do with this stigma. And then the last one, this person actually felt fragmentation because they were bringing past closeted versions of themselves into the workplace, which I thought was really interesting. So I can't let any of this out at work. I channel my high school self at work. This is the first and foremost thing that I think of when I think of work-family conflict.
People often felt very guilty around their family members. So if they were not as open as they might be at work, so someone says, what did you do this weekend? And the person chooses not to share accurate information about what they did, they felt guilty around their family when they came home that they had not been honest about that relationship. So it was also impacting relationships at home, whether or not people were bringing that into the work sphere. We also saw people who, for example, were not taking advantage of benefits that would be valuable to them and their family, and having arguments with their partner about whether or not they should take advantage of those benefits, but not feeling comfortable in taking those benefits because, again, even though people might have known that they were gay, that this was making their family sort of a spectacle, right? Like, I don't want to ask for special privileges for my family because I don't want to put myself in that light, that minority stress piece. I already feel minoritized and I don't want to enhance that.
We found that families that perceive stigma in the workplace do experience unique forms of work-family conflict and unique behavioral and psychological taxes that sort of operate over and above the normal, traditional kinds of work and family conflict and those sorts of outcomes. And when LGBT participants also reported experiencing traditional conflict, these additional layers created exacerbating work-family challenges that have previously gone undetected and now we hope to detect. And if organizations want to create comprehensive solutions and actually be focused on diversity, they need to be really thinking about whose voices have not been represented. Who has been silenced so far?
The way that I approached this project was by first asking questions. And I think that this is a really good strategy for leaders to use too, is, you know, what you think of as being a good work-family solution is usually what would work for your family, right? So people have put things in place that seem to sound like they would help families, and maybe they do, and, you know, you hit the mark, you know, maybe 80% of the time or something like that. But with that other percentage of people that are sitting and saying, well, not my family, and where's my family represented, asking questions about what kinds of work-family conflicts. I mean, in my project, I asked people, what does work-family conflict look like for you? And this is what came out, right? So if other people are asking those questions, companies will automatically gain information that will help them to create more comprehensive solutions that will actually accurately address all of the different kinds of conflicts that families are experiencing, and also help to change the culture around work and family, that it's not just a set of policies and practices, but it's a culture which is more accepting and inclusive of families of all different types.